Good day, Black Knight scholars. Mr. Deegan here at the Deegan desk in room D226. It's Unit 10, Lesson number 1. Let's write the learning target. I will understand how the effects of World War II impacted America. That's right. After August 1945, when Japan surrenders, how does it affect the U.S.? First, the USSR, the Soviet Union, gains land. When World War II ended in 1945, the Soviet Union military occupied most of Eastern and Central Europe. You see it here in red: Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and the eastern part of Germany, seen here on this map. Germany divides after World War II. Germany was divided into East and West Germany. West Germany had a democratic government and ruled independently after a few years of American, British, and French occupation. East Germany remained under the domination of the Soviet Union and had a communist government and economy. So here you see the division of Germany, and the U.S. occupation zone is in blue here in southwest Germany. Japan after World War II. After Japan surrendered to the U.S., it was occupied by the U.S. military. Japan soon adopted a democratic government and became a strong ally of the U.S. In 1945, U.S. President Harry Truman hired U.S. General Douglas MacArthur to rebuild Japan. There's Hiroshima in 1945. You see the rubble after the atomic bomb, and it has been rebuilt. Here is the same exact frame in 2007. And here is the President of Japan and Barack Obama during his presidency, showing that the U.S. and Japan are now allies. America's rebuilding plan. After World War II, Europe lay in ruins. 60 million people had died during the war. The U.S. created a rebuilding plan to help. It was called the Marshall Plan, named after this gentleman, U.S. Secretary of State George C. Marshall, who helped create it. And he's actually from Virginia. The plan gave $13 billion in financial aid to rebuild European economies and to prevent the spread of communism, because the thought was communism leads to dictators like Stalin and Hitler and Mussolini, and that is not good for the world. The United Nations. In October 1945, the United Nations was formed. Its goal was to bring together the nations of the world to prevent future global wars. The UN replaced the ineffective League of Nations. Remember the League of Nations created by President Woodrow Wilson, and the U.S. Senate voted down its own president and did not join this group, so it was weak. The UN much stronger. We are almost done. Think of 2 questions you still have about what we just went over, and then write those 2 questions down. And when you're done with that, you are done with 10-1. This is Mr. Deegan from the Deegan desk, signing off.